What's up guys, Can't Flip for Ship here. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the LDY Kite. It's a pretty good ballast song. When I first started flipping this and kind of reviewing it, I had this idea that it was like so amazing. And the funny thing is that it's good, but like I don't know what I was thinking, that it was like some kind of like beacon of greatness, because it really is good, but it's not like amazing. But it is a good ballast song. And this is kind of like more of a review to kind of talk about like what I think about it. This is the original V1 version, but at the same time they do have the newer ones that are out. And I think, like, I'll talk here in a second about the things that are good about this one, and then the things that kind of like I don't really like. But the spoiler for it is that the things that I don't really like for this one, are kind of fixed with the new version. So that's kind of like a good sign, because really then the things that, you know, the only really problems I had with it have all kind of been fixed. So there's really no reason to not like it, you know. So the first things first, this ballast song flips really nicely. It's good to get into like a flow. It's got a pretty strong handle bias, so if you're not a handle bias, and if you're not a bass handle bias enjoyer, you probably will think that this ballast song could use a little more neutrality, which is not necessarily a bad argument. It is pretty biased, but it does help it with certain tricks, and it does make certain things a little bit easier. For me personally, I like that bias, as I've talked about in the past, so it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, so that's one thing that's a little bit different about it. Two, this is a weird one. I've never really experienced this with a ballast song before, but this ballast song is like really nutty, like to an insane level. I mean, it does it every time. Oh shit. You kind of hear it, but anyways, it's so nutty, in fact, that sometimes it makes doing certain tricks a little bit difficult. So like, for example, a trick where I would land here, right? So like trying to get the handles to connect together, right? That is a little bit harder, because the ballast song wants to, like, when the handles hit each other, it like wants to bounce back. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. And then another thing is that, like, tricks like that, like, see, this little catch right here, see how it bounces off? You have to kind of catch it just right. See that? Because it just the bounciness is like, it's genuinely actually just bouncy, which for some people is a good thing, and for others it's not. And then the other problem I had with it is the same problem that a lot of people have had with it. And this is like the most common issue that I see. And that is the fact that the areas on the inside of the handle here are a little bit sharp. Originally I didn't really care. But the more I flipped it, the more it kind of felt a little bit uncomfortable to do. And especially whenever I'm doing like a ladder. So here, let me just set up and do one. It's not to the point like where it feels like it's going to cut my hand or anything, but it is to the point where it genuinely is kind of like uncomfortable. And you know, you shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable whenever you are flipping a ballast song. You should be able to feel like you're enjoying yourself. So that is one thing that is kind of annoying. And I think like with the new one, they fixed it, so it's not that big of an issue. But for me, it is a little bit annoying. So that's really the main two bad things. On to the good things. It is has a great flow to it. It's extremely nutty. I mean, it doesn't even have oil right now, and it's just going berserk. So that's a great thing about it. It comes extremely sharp. If that's something that you're like into, it is so freaking sharp. I can't even begin to describe to you how sharp it is, and especially the tip, which is surprising because LDY really lately have seemed like they've been moving away from keeping things like extremely sharp. So that was interesting to me. It is kind of heavy. I forgot to mention that. It is a little bit heavy. As you can see, as I'm doing here, I'm having some trouble with certain variations of certain tricks because the weight is can kind of be overbearing sometimes. Like you know, I'm trying to get that weight to transfer for certain stuff, but it just doesn't want to go sometimes. But to kind of scope out a little bit, as I've been listing off these things that are bad about it, but to kind of scope out and really talk about it for a second, as I got distracted, the nuttiness of it, the G10 with the aluminum, the look of this balisong, which I personally think is a pretty nice look, and then the flipping performance is good that it has. I think personally that this is a great value, and I think like, Chaplin's, it sticks extremely well. I think this would be a really good balisong for a lot of people. It doesn't have that smooth, flowy, kind of like neutrally feel that the what's it called? Not the Kite, the other one, the one that's made out of all G10, Vega, that the Vega has. It doesn't really have that, so that's one thing that's kind of like interesting about it, that it's kind of unfortunate, but it makes up for it in the sense that like it has a nicer fit and finish. So it really comes down to preference. So like if you like a handle bias knife, I would definitely go with this one. But if you're just solely looking for competitive flipping ability, I think that the Vega is a nicer, better option. And that's kind of like where this thing kind of is going to lie for me. I don't really have too much stronger opinions outside of that. But yeah, like my opinions have changed quite a bit over time. And if you told me that you took this and you made it slightly less handle biased, you fixed these little linings here, and you know, brought the weight down just a hair, I think you'd have a great balisong, probably better than the Vega would be. And coincidentally enough, they have said that those are mostly the things that they've done on the V2. So LDY is a great company in the sense that like they're always going to try to do what they can to listen to you know, the people who are using their products. So it's really a good option. So if you have a chance to get one of those V2s, that would be a great opportunity, because it looks like right now I would avoid buying a V1 if you have a chance to get a V2. But if you have a chance to get a V1 and you know, you're in that category of that spending category, and that's how much you're looking to spend, then I think it's not a terrible option. But in terms of things that are around the price range, there are some good things that are around this price range, give or take $10, $20. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend a V1. Some of these small little factors are not going to be for everybody, and the handle bias is not going to be for everybody. And some of it you just can't overlook. So I would say when the V2 comes out, if it truly have fixed all the things that they said they were going to fix, I think that would be the better one to go with. Just because I just think, yeah, I mean, I've already said just because why. But yeah, so that's kind of like my overall thoughts on this balisong. Still a great one, but I wouldn't necessarily rank it as high as I had ranked it in the past. I think I just kind of like had a really good day with it. And it kind of like took me, like messed up my perspective on the thing. But in all actuality, like it is good. It's just not like the greatest. Like it doesn't replace the Kraken or anything like all that crazy shit I was saying. But yeah, so that's generally my thoughts on this thing. Let me know in the comments if you flipped one of these, what you think. And let me know in the comments like some good things, some good options that are in the same price range as this. And I'm not going to get it, but it's just like maybe for other people in case they ask me, because in all actuality, like a lot of people look to me to review balisongs, but I really only review like what I personally get, like want or get or things like that. So it's not really as common for me to be able to do that. I more so kind of like just have what I have. I'm not like too big on reviewing, because I'm not going to spend, it takes a lot of money to buy every balisong, like new balisong that people are talking about. And a lot of those people that have like tried every balisong, they're either like have gone to Blade Show and done it and just tried it for a very small limited period of time, or they get sent knives by other people, or they're like, you know, $3 grand, $4 grand into this hobby, which is just not something that I'm interested in. So yeah, let me know in the comments, those of you that are more experienced, that have, you know, more a little bit that you know, have a little bit better ball knowledge than I do. Let me know in the comments what you like. I mean, right off the bat, I would think an Abali Crescent would be a good option. I think you can replace, maybe get something like, I don't know, maybe some clones are pretty good options in this price range. And then the Vega is obviously another good option, or even an Orion, like a regular Orion probably flips pretty, like a little bit maybe better than this, aside from the you know, this thing has beautiful tolerances and look compared to the Orion. But yeah, all right guys, that's all I have for today. Let me think about what I can do. Nah, actually, I don't really need to end this on like a crazy combo or anything like that. I might give this thing away. What do you guys think? If you made it this far, let me know in the comments if you want me to give it away. Rock on.